Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clearly Cursed, session 70 of the Ruins of Warsaw. We are here miraculously. Sorry about the delays and cancellations. We had a streak of really bad luck, but we're here now, and fingers crossed nothing will get in the way of us getting through this cursed episode. So I'm Alexandra, and I'm the storyteller.
Hi, I'm Dolores, and I'm playing Janina of Clan Brua.
Hi, my name is Faye, and I'm playing Beatrice Wozniak of Clan Malkavian.
And Partners is there as well, taking care of the chat and helping us fix the tech issues, which finally worked. So Thank you, Partners.
Yes, thank you so much.
And thank you all so much for joining us and for your patience and understanding with everything that went wrong over the last few weeks and prevented us from playing and streaming. So to get started, let's do a recap of where we were in the previous episode. So we started with Bea, who, realizing the importance of making connections with people she cares about and of being close to these people, went to speak with Roman, the Nosferatu. She spent some time with him having conversations on varied topics, during which Roman once again stressed that he was worried about Bea, particularly because of her task that she was performing and her closeness to Clan Tremere. Meanwhile, Janina was with Jagoda the Hound at a family tomb of Zygmunt Rey's descendants, reminiscing about the deceased primogen of her clan. She talked with Jagoda about wanting to do Zygmunt proud and continue his work through her science project on the blood bank. Jagoda shared during that conversation that she was worried about losing more people, and Janina asked Jagoda to look out for her sire Daniel, and also offered to help the hounds in their work. Upon returning to Hotel Bristol, Janina saw Magda the Tremere, who was looking exhausted and distressed. She came up to her, and although Magda said that she couldn't talk about what troubled her because it was clan business, she implied that her distress was to do with doing something she considered wrong. They went for a walk, during which they ran into Bea, who was out feeding, and the two sisters caught up briefly on how they were doing. After that, Bea spoke to Dominic, the Nosferatu, who came to her on Janina's advice, but was clearly mostly interested in talking about Zimishi, Lady Leocadia, who previously held him captive. Bea saw that he longed for Lady Leocadia, and she urged him to resist. She also helped him resist that pull by temporarily numbing his longing. And later that night, Bea met up with Antoni, who was trying to get more intimate with her, but she explained to him that she was not interested in that, which confused Antoni, but he respected her decision, and Bea used her gift to share with him the love that she felt for him. The same night, Janina also spoke with her sire, Daniel. They had a fairly long, heartfelt conversation during which Daniel reflected on becoming more a part of Camarilla, of which he wasn't quite sure if this was a good thing. There was some bitterness there. But he also spoke of being less wild and confused than he was before, due to having to step up to help Janina, which he seemed to be happy with. He also told Janina that he didn't blame her for diablerie of his other child, Nella, but he blamed the Sabbat, who put both Janina and Nella in the situation where that was likely to occur. The next night, Janina first spoke to her ghoul, Hannah, who offered that she might now start working on Janina's project during the day to maximize the time when someone was able to work there and procure some blood for the kindred. And after that, Janina was summoned again by Nastia, her lover, and they met in an empty, mostly ruined building. They spoke, and Nastia shared that she struggled to combine her memories of her real life and her memories of who she was when she was with the Camarilla and of everything that happened. And she also shared with Janina that when she went to check on Felicia, she actually saw Bea there at Sabbath Haven, by which she was very confused, but she said she didn't approach Bea to talk about this. Janina was worried during the whole conversation, scared for both Nastia and for the people she cares about in the Camarilla, and for the risk that these meetings represent. But still, she spent quite a bit of time with Nastia, made love to her, and also drank her blood again, becoming fully bloodbound. Meanwhile, Bea, after waking up and saying goodbye to Antoni, went to speak to Isidore, the now Bruja Primogen, about her ghoul, Edward Domański, for whom she's worried because she realized that he intends to possibly end his life, and he has refused more of her vita, saying that he does not want to be bound to her after losing his previous master and lifelong friend. Isidore was very honest in what he thought, was not impressed by the friendship that ended up with someone becoming a ghoul. And although he was torn on the issue, he indicated that he would not advise forcing blood bond on this man, and that if he wishes to die, perhaps his decision should be respected, given that existence as a ghoul and a lot of what comes with kindred existence is, in his view, worse. He also didn't say it, but hinted at the right thing to do, being letting Edward Domański be without actually blood bonding him, but he did not actually say it. After which he left Bea with not a clear answer that she was looking for. And that's where we ended. And that is where we will pick up with Bea, who just finished talking to the new Bruja Primogen, who left you in the corridor to go tend to other matters that, well, now occupy his time.
I'm left pondering his words and his implications. And I think I can see where he's coming from, but I'm also aware of my responsibilities, the Camarilla, the responsibility that I picked up when I agreed to take on Count Grabov's, Mr. Domański. And I'm weighing those up in my mind. And there's a small part of me that considers if there's a way to go about taking Count Grabowski's suggestion. Essentially, apologies, finding the words is slightly not working right at this moment. I consider whether an option would be to turn to Count Grabowski and say to him, would you take on the responsibility of my ghoul, and imply to him that it would then be his. If he thinks that it's a good idea to let this man go, then giving it to the Bruja Primogen would take that responsibility away from me. There's a sort of calculation going on there. But there's also another part of me that just can't comprehend the idea of just letting this man die. Even though this is supposedly what he wants. I agreed to take this on because I didn't want him to die. Because I wanted to save a life. And that surprises me when I sort of think about it more. And I'm just left with a lot of feelings. Confusion, concern, uncertainty of where to go from here. Trying to sort of puzzle my way through ideas of how I can take this forward. But then I look down and see the journal that's tucked under my arm. And I'm aware of the to-do list, which I looked at earlier, but I open it up and I look at my to-do list, and there's just so many other things for me to handle. So many things that I can't remember. And I'm trying to balance them all while I can remember them. And it makes me feel a little bit hopeless about being able to balance these. But then the night's going to carry on. I've got things to do.
So where are you headed?
I'm headed towards reception to leave a note for the Tremere, not the Tremere Primogen anymore.
No, not anymore. Mr. Cernovsky.
Mr. Cernovsky, yes. Apologies. It's clearly a night for misremembering.
He was the Primogen.
He was temporarily
Primogen for some time.
But
so
not
it's
anymore.
Understandable mistake.
He got an even scarier Primogen now.
Yes.
So, yes, I'm headed towards reception.
You get there without issue. There is the same ghoul, Mariusz, there at the reception.
Imagine I stopped on the way to sort of write a quick note that I could just leave with Mariusz, explaining the state that Arek was left in, and that I believe I'm currently intending to go and pick up Grave.
Yes, you need
delivery.
to do this tonight, and you don't have to run out, but soon-ish you should head to pick up new bodies that you are bringing to feed to Arek.
And as I'm writing that doesn't feel great either. But I finish writing the note. And I head to reception with this knowledge that once again, I'm going to go and face more corpses of people that are now dead because of me, because I requested that gravedigger help.
So, as you are at the reception, roll your perception and awareness with difficulty 5.
Right. Difficulty 5, perception and awareness. Am I on any penalties at the moment? I've forgotten.
I don't remember.
I don't think I had a nightmare.
I don't think you did, actually.
Okay, so in which case I'm not on a penalty.
I don't think so. If I don't remember, then have it. You don't have any penalty.
Well, if you do remember, just tell me later. And difficulty 5, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a couple of ones in there. That ain't good. Does insightful apply here? Or someone's in my head?
No, neither.
In which case, neither of those. That's 2 successes then.
So you see, as you are about to leave the reception, you just left your note with Mariusz. A woman looking to be maybe in her early 20s, dressed in simple black coat with dark hair, tied back. And you see her briefly, and then you focus your senses, and you see that it is just an image meant to trick your senses, like the one you yourself can use. And underneath it, you see Rahela, who is walking with the same expression as the woman. And as you actually look, you realize that the person you see is, well, there's no way of knowing how Rahela would have looked if she was older, but she could have looked something like that.
Mm-hmm. You can see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Okay. I will sort of, if she looks in my direction, I will sort of raise a hand to her and give her a smile, and a nod. If she wants to approach me, she can do, but if she's in a hurry somewhere, then I won't stop her.
She looks pretty focused as she is walking.
Okay.
But then she looks to you and she raises her hand to wave. And you see that her expression falters and her eyes almost glaze over for a moment. And she looks like she's not fully there.
Oh dear.
And then she looks at you with more worry in her face.
I guess my expression goes a bit more serious. I'll walk up to her at that point.
She starts walking towards you as well, and you meet there. She nods her head to you. Yeah.
Well,
how are you?
I'm coping. I almost didn't recognize you. How are you?
A new trick I learned from our Primogen some time ago, but it took me a while to get the face that I wanted.
I understand.
I'm all right, busy. But I need to do well.
I understand. Is everything all right?
Yes, but I'm not sure if everything is all right with you. I see there are vines wrapping themselves around you, about to catch her, to pierce your skin, and you don't see them. You don't see them at all, but they're there. I don't really understand. Well,
thank you for the warning.
Well, perception and empathy.
Perception. Yes, that is right.
Difficulty 6.
That wasn't. And does hidden pain or insightful apply here?
Insightful.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure I've got my successes arranged. Okay, so that's three regular successes, 3 10s, 36. That's 9 successes.
Plenty. Okay,
An
so you
unreasonable
see,
number of successes.
so as she kind of stops and pauses, almost saying like, well, you see clearly that there is something she just thought of, but she's not sure whether you know, she's not sure whether to tell you, she's not sure how you will take it. And she is trying to figure out what might be going on. And there is this hesitation in her and this feeling of not being sure whether she should share something. But there is a clear thought that she has.
If there's something that you think could help me avoid it.
I don't know if this is the same thing, but do you know what people are saying about you at the Elysium? And she kind of looks around, but then doesn't seem to see anyone and just moves a bit closer to you.
No.
They're saying that you're flaky, you change your loyalties without a thought, that you may be competent, but you are disloyal and can't be counted on. It's... You didn't know. She kind of looks around again and lowers her voice to like barely audible whisper. It's because of you and Antoni. It looks like you changed sides.
Right. And sort of, I think about it, and I can sort of see why the people would be making that assumption. I suppose that makes sense. Thank you for letting me know. I hadn't thought about how it would look.
Well, I don't know if that's everything. That's what I could think of.
Thank you. I suppose it's better to be forewarned.
Of course.
And I feel kind of disgusted. I can see why people would think that way. I can now look at it from the outside and see how they've made that connection. But from where I was standing, that wasn't what it was about. And I'm angry at myself for not considering it. And I'm also a bit indignant because I almost think that I don't feel disloyal, and then I do feel disloyal. And I'm suddenly hit with confusion and a lot of different emotions as the half-forgotten memories of interacting with Arek are sort of building up around me, and the confusion that I felt every time I've forgotten, whether intentionally or otherwise, the reason why I'm doing my tasks. And I look at the letter that I have to leave with Mariosh, and it suddenly feels a little bit like a time bomb that they can easily use that reputation. And I'm even more scared. And I think I just end up standing there sort of thinking quite deeply for a while, almost sort of fading out of the conversation, really.
Rahela looks to you and says, Bea,
Sorry.
I'm sorry if this comes as a shock. I wasn't sure if you knew.
I didn't, but like I said, I suppose it's better to know about it than it to be a surprise later. Thank you.
Of course. And take care of yourself. We are working for the same people now, and I know it can be demanding.
Yes. Yes, it can.
And you see, because you had such a good role, that when she says that there is this fear when she thinks about Clan Tremere that you're both working for, that she's worried and scared, but she is determined to do whatever she needs to. It's like she's scared, but it's almost unimportant to her
Yes.
that she feels fear.
I sort of look at her very intently and just go, you're very brave.
I have to be.
I know.
We all have to be.
I know. But I still wanted to acknowledge it.
Thank you. And you see that she appreciates it, but you get the sense that maybe less than she would have a while ago. Like she knows.
That's
and
fair.
generally she feels more, a bit colder maybe, a bit more detached and focused, a bit more older in a way.
And there's that part of me that has been trying to think in the Camarilla headspace and can sort of see that objectively for her interactions with the Camarilla, that's probably for the best, that this will help her in the long run in this regard. And then there's the part of me that cares about those who are important to me, who wants to take care of those who are important to me. And that's a lot more conflicted. I both want her to do well in the Camarilla, but I'm sad to see that change in her. And then I realized that I saw it coming. I knew that change was coming. And I let it happen. I don't quite remember if I chose to let it happen or if I just forgot. But I knew about it. And that's sad.
Rahela glances around and says, I think I need to go now. I am supposed to report to, well, the Tremere Primogen.
Best of luck.
Nod her head, acknowledging, and best of luck to you in whatever you're doing.
I'll be good. And I'll watch her as she walks away, I presume.
And she walks away, leaving you in the hotel lobby. Meanwhile, Janina, you are sitting with Nastia in the ruined house after making love, and you still feel the intoxicating aftertaste of her vita. Nastia is now leaning against the wall of this building, the part that is still standing, and she's smiling at you with hope and sadness. And there is a part of you that very strongly doesn't want to be separated from her, and the love you feel for her now feels overwhelming.
I think I will snuggle to her, and I think I ignore like my anxieties about us being found. I think I just revere the moment and just enjoy her presence. And yes, I don't want to be separated. And I think like for a moment I just like forget about that we will have to be like separated in a bit. So I just indulge in her presence.
And you sit like that for a moment. And Nastia is also not saying anything. She's just snuggling to you, gently caressing your back and running her hand through your hair, not saying any words, just expressing her love through presence and touch. And at some point, after a long while that you spend here together, she says very gently, "Are you sure I can't persuade you to come with me?"
I think there's like a bit longer pause, but then I like remember Bea, Daniel, and I just shake my head and say, no, I can't. I don't belong in the spot.
She nods her head. "I know I'm not going to. I wouldn't.
I just wish we could be together."
So do I. Well, it's difficult to explain. I have no idea who I am anymore and where I belong. I have you left in the Camarilla. I have people in the Sabbat who care about me so much.
They do.
They do. I know it wouldn't seem to you like there is genuine care there, but there is. And I love some of them. I remember loving them before.
Well, it makes me happy that you have someone there that you feel.
But I don't have you there. Yes, they will keep me safe, I think, but I don't have you, Janina, and it hurts so much to be away from you.
Oh, it hurts me too. And it's not your fault what happened. I don't blame you. I know you didn't do it on your own volition. And I know you didn't want Zygmunt to die.
And you see that there is this moment where she almost starts crying, but she suppresses it.
I just pull her in to hug.
She shakes her head and says, I didn't. And I spent so much time being angry with myself and disgusted with what I did and couldn't believe that I caused him to die. But there is me that wanted to do it before I met you and him. I don't know who I am anymore.
I'm sorry. And I just comfort her.
And she hugs you and pulls you closer. And how are you feeling with all of this, Janina?
I love her, but when she says that, like, that she wanted, like, the part of her, like, before, like, part of me, like, can understand it, but because she, like, didn't know us and stuff, but at the same time, like, it's so different from the Nastia that I know that it's a lot of, like, conflicting feelings, because I love her, but I'm not sure who I really love. Like, I love her, the way she acts, but I'm not sure how much, like, her past is someone that I would love as well if I met her before. Like, her personality. But I'm trying not to, like, make it seem, because I'm still, like, overflowing with love, and it's just there's a bit, like, on my back.
Yes, and because you have this full blood bond now, there is this nagging, when you have all those thoughts, there is this nagging feeling of a bit of guilt for even thinking that about her there.
Yes, I feel guilty because I love her. And I know that she's a good person, as much as, like, we can be good, because, like, I killed people. It's not like I can judge, but it's just because I cared for Zygmunt so much, and he cared so much for her, and it's just, it feels wrong. But I don't blame her. It's just unsettling.
And you're sitting with her for even a bit longer, with all those thoughts and feelings. And eventually, after a long moment of just silence, Nastia says, I really don't want to say goodbye.
Me neither, but we should go. Please be safe.
You too.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
We will. We just need to be careful.
We really do.
Make sure no one sees.
I'll try my best.
I will as well.
I will give her a kiss on the cheek. And
she kisses you on the lips and then lets you go.
Just go check my blood. Okay, I should have 7, so it's fine. So I'm not gonna be, or maybe, how late is it?
It's like past halfway through the night now.
Okay, maybe on my way back to the hotel, I will try to feed.
Then roll your wits and alertness, difficulty 7.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
2 successes. So you are walking towards Hotel Bristol and just looking around on the way. The streets are mostly empty now. There aren't many people, so you don't immediately see anyone. But you do see eventually a young man who is just walking at a fairly brisk pace, looking at his watch from time to time, maybe hurrying home, thinking his parents are gonna be mad or something. He looks to be like late teenage years.
Okay, I will try to sneak behind him and do my usual stuff, just sneak and bite.
Then roll your celerity, stealth, and dex with difficulty 6.
Okay. 3 successes.
Then you manage to catch him before he can react, and you bite into his neck. And how much do you take?
Usual 2.
2. And do you leave him there on the street?
Yes, I will just lean him on the wall or something if I'm near the front of the building. Then I will leave him on the stairs or something.
So you do that. And you start walking back towards the hotel. And
Yes.
please roll your perception and awareness.
Oh no.
With difficulty 8.
I don't like this. You mean my awareness 0?
Your awareness 0, yes.
I have 1-8.
So you realize that you are being pulled. You have this, the same feeling that summoned you before, urging you to come, to turn back and start walking where you came from.
I'll go, but I'll be on alert because I'm not sure if it's Nastia.
So you start walking carefully in that direction.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Bea. You are left at the reception after Hela has gone upstairs to find the Tremere Primogen.
How much time do I have before I need to go?
You should go soonish.
Okay.
If you want to do a quick thing, you can do it.
I want to see if I could stop by Roman briefly.
Yes, but it would have to be a very short conversation.
Okay. I mean, he might not even be there.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking, I'm kind of scrolling a note briefly. So if he's not there, I can just leave it under the door. And I guess I sort of power walk, and when I'm alone, end up sort of dashing through the corridors where I can, where I'm not being seen. And I head back to him because I still haven't left that letter with Mariusz. But
so you head towards his room and knock. Come in, you hear.
It's quite a hurried, bordering frantic knock, but as soon as I hear his voice, I open the door.
And you see Roman there. You see that he is sitting in the chair where he was sitting previous night. He's looking better. Some of his wounds have healed now, not fully healed, but he's dressed now more properly. Doesn't look necessarily like he's been out, but clearly looks ready to possibly go out. And he looks to you, a bit surprised. Bea, I thought you were, well, someone from my clan coming to collect me.
Well, no.
Come in, have a seat.
I can't stay long. I do need to go out again, but I'm sorry to bother you right now. I feel like we spoke of the Tremere. We did? Did we speak of the Tremere?
Yes, we spoke of the Tremere several times.
Before I forget, I'm concerned. I've just heard a reputation that's going around Elysium that I've gotten because I didn't carefully plan how every action would look. I'm just worried that they might be able to misuse that against me, and I just needed to tell someone before I did anything and before I forgot.
Your reputation because of your relationship with the new sheriff.
Yes.
My sire made a strange comment about that. I've been out of commission for a while, as you know.
I think that's where that came from. That's what.
Right. I mean, he thinks on it for a moment.
Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's just a panic, but I'm just scared I'm going to forget it. And I just want to tell.
Do you think they might do with it?
I don't even know. I can't even be certain. I'm just worried that if they needed an excuse to dispose of me, and there's already talk that I'm flaky or unreliable or disloyal.
Perception and empathy.
Perception and empathy.
Difficulty 6.
Well, this is a decent roll. Does insightful or hidden pain apply?
Insightful, yeah.
Okay. 7 successes.
Yeah? He had 3, so
okay.
Definitely better. So you see as you're talking that they might use it as an explanation that Roman is listening, but he's not worried about what you're saying. He's worried about something deeper, and it's not that he wants to hide anything from you, but there's this dark thought that he now has, and he is maybe worried about you, and it is this deep-seated, cold worry.
But there's something else. There's something else?
No, well, there isn't. It's not a thing like that. It's just that what you should know is that if the Tremere wants to dispose of you, they don't need an excuse, Bear. They can just do it. And, well, there's people who will be upset, but what is any of us gonna do? Who's going to listen to me or Janina or, I mean, even the sheriff? He's the sheriff, but he's young, and I wouldn't be surprised if Colin Tremere wanted to replace him sooner rather than later. That's not to say that you're doomed, Bea. That's to say that you need to be smart. And you might need to pick yourself over what you consider to be brave for your duty. It's okay to fuck up if it's going to make you be around. You can't be too obvious about it, can't throw your task in their faces, but don't give all of yourself to them.
And how do I do that, Roman, when I can't remember each night? For every night, I have to refresh my memory on the next step of some... I was struggling to even just keep up with doing my duty and care for the people around me.
You have your journal, Bea.
Yes, I know that.
Write in your journal.
I do, Roman.
No, I'm saying right now. Write down. You can't trust those fuckers. Write down that Roman told you that it's better to fuck up the task and live than to give all of yourself and die and have nothing to show for it. Underline it. Make sure this is the thing that you see.
And even as he's talking, I'm writing in the book, but I still look like I'm not convinced this will be enough. Because that's the thing, is that I have my notes, and I have my coping strategies, and I have everything else that I've prepared. But if in the moment I can't remember, then no amount of writing it down is going to fix it. But I write it down anyway. But then I look to the door. Thank you, Roman. I'm going to have to go. I'll just I don't know. And then I sort of glance at him, sort of dressed, and remember what he said about needing to get, about being picked up. You're not doing anything risky while you're going out, I hope.
Don't know yet. But, well, who are you to talk?
Well, just promise me you'll take your own advice too.
Oh, I will. I will crawl into the darkest hole. If only I get an opportunity. I am no hero bear. I am no loyal soldier. I just want to make it through.
Could I roll a self-control check to be able to touch him?
Definitely. Difficulty 7.
The answer to that, oh no, those are 7s, not 1s. My bad. I was misreading that.
That's better.
That's better. Well, there was still 1, but that's 1 success at the end, so. Okay. At which point, I sort of walk over to him and very quickly sort of press a kiss to the top of his head, and then sort of move to leave at the same time, just aware that I am in a rush.
And he gives you a hug and just squeezes your arm a little bit more. Doesn't say anything more.
And as I sort of go to leave, I sort of pause at the door and look back at him with this look of worry for him, also for myself. And then I just leave.
And you leave. And where are you headed?
I'm headed back down to reception again at quite quick speed because I still need to leave that message with Mariusz, but I didn't want to do it before I'd spoken to Roman. Before I'd at least told someone. But yeah. So
you're heading downstairs. And do you leave the message at the reception?
I think there's a point where I get to the top of the stairs and I'm sort of looking at the note and I'm looking at reception and I'm thinking about what Roman said. And I glance back at the note. And just in this moment, I can't quite put together what in this note could lead to me getting hurt or could be used in my own downfall. And then I think about what you said, that they don't need to use a reputation against me if they want me gone. And that makes me feel powerless. That makes me feel like leaving that note with them won't change anything in terms of making things worse for me. So I go and I leave the note with this sort of internal heaviness of maybe I'm just not able to see something. Maybe this will be a problem. But I don't have the time or the experience to be able to figure it out.
And Mariusz smiles at you and says, "Of course, Miss Woźniak, I will make sure he gets it soon."
Thank you. And then I turn to exit the hotel.
And you leave to pick up the bodies for Arek?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Janina, you are walking back carefully, wondering if it's Nastia, if it is someone else. Is there anything else running through your head? Any worries? Any thoughts?
I just hope it's not anyone from the Camarilla. That's probably like my worry. Yeah.
And you are walking, and you walk past the building where you were.
Okay. Very intense pause.
And you still feel this pull to keep going.
I do, but I try like to look around and see if I see anyone.
Roll
I recognize
perception and alertness. Difficulty 7.
Okay. I have 0 success. I had 10 and 1.
You don't see anyone. It is very quiet. You're walking through the city, heading further west and north now. And eventually you start hearing the sounds of struggle, and you hear an angry scream that you think is Nastia.
Okay, well, as soon as I recognize Nastia, I speed up and try to locate the source of the noises.
Oh, you can locate the source. That is where you are being fooled as well. So you run and you turn a corner, and between the ruined buildings, you see Nastia, who on this dark night and just a little bit of moonlight that seeps through the clouds, is being held in place by Clemens and Daniel. And you see that she is fighting to get out. You see Antoni is standing in front of her, and he is trying to stake her. You see that there is some blood dripping off Daniel's neck. You see that there are some bloodied wounds on Nastia's chest already.
Oh no.
And as you arrive there, you were running, right? You started running.
Yes.
Antoni turns and looks to you. And you see his eyes fixate on you. And you see Daniel looks to you as well. And you see this pain and fear and immediate worry on his face. And Antoni locks eyes with you and says, leave. And what is your willpower?
Moment.
Current one.
Yes. 10.
10. Yeah, yes. Nice. Okay. Well, let's see how he does on that roll.
Good luck.
So, yeah, he rolled nothing. So, it does nothing. You don't have to listen to him.
Okay, in that case.
How are you feeling? What's running through your head?
I'm angry. I'm scared for Nastia and angry. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone present. But I'm angry because I love Nastia. And I think like the blood bond also makes me choose her over the rest.
Oh, it is definitely helping you do that. So before you say what you do, I will want you to roll self-control and consider whether you want to spend willpower on it.
I think
in frenzy, you are more dangerous. If you're not in frenzy, you control. You choose what you do, basically.
Yeah, I think at this moment, Janina doesn't think to.
That's fair. Difficulty is 9.
Okay.
You are a
fuck. Oh no! I had 10 and 1.
So you look at the scene. You see Antoni try to make you leave, but it does nothing. It doesn't affect you at all. And
I hope I don't kill Daniel.
You're thinking how angry you are, how worried. You see Nastia in danger, and you see all of them, Antoni, Daniel, and Clemens, look to you, and Clemens letting go of Nastia and move to possibly intercept you as the world turns red and you lose yourself to the beast.
Oh.
And I think we will take the break here.
So
phenomenal.
Thank you so much. We will be back in about 15 minutes. So please stay with us, and we will see you after the break to see how this whole situation develops. See you in 15 minutes. And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And let's continue with Bea first before we get back to Janina. Bea, you are heading out to find the place indicated to you by Gravedigger and to pick up some more bodies.
Walking there, I really don't want to go. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. I feel like I am at capacity. Like there's just too much. And now I'm walking towards something else that's my fault. And I'm just walking towards it because that's what I said I would do. Even though every single fiber of me doesn't want to go and do it. But I keep walking.
And you keep walking, and you get to the place, and you see, again, a wheelbarrow covered with some dirty, partially torn cloth. And as you come up, you see there's been some of the rubble just added in as before.
And I take a very shaky step towards the wheelbarrow. And my hand is trembling as I'm standing over it. And I pause with my hand outstretched towards the cover. And part of me doesn't want to look, but there's another part of me that thinks that I have to look because I need to see what I've done. And so I peel back the cover.
And you see, lying there covered with rubble and a bit of dust from it, bodies of two young men in their 20s, dressed in workers' clothing. One with slightly, well, not long hair, but grown in a messy way, as if he never had the time to take care of it. The other, dressed a bit more elegantly, as if he tried to look nicer for some occasion. And I'm not gonna make you roll for conscience again. I'm just gonna count this as a whole.
It's a big overall.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's from the same screw up.
Yeah.
Great. So I just look at them. And I put my hand over my mouth. And I feel some of the bloody tears falling. And I start crying. And once I start crying, it's very hard to stop. I'm just standing there looking at these two men that are dead because of me. And eventually I just end up crouching down in this hunkered position, just curled up with my hand pressed over my mouth, silently crying. Because this is my fault. And I hate myself, and I feel pathetic, and I feel conflicted, because I'm doing this for Arik so that he can get better. But I never wanted to get these people killed. And I already feel like there's 20 different things that are somewhere back in my journal that I don't remember. Many people that I've failed, that I haven't dealt with the things that I said I would do, and I just go to pieces in this moment.
And you're crying there over the wheelbarrow with two dead bodies. And as you spend some time there, roll your perception and awareness with difficulty 8.
Perception and awareness. Difficulty 8.
Yeah.
That is a single success.
So you get a sense, again, of someone looking at your thoughts and pulling at the threads of them. You find yourself thinking about Arek. And what does that cause in your head?
It's a mixture of this very complicated friendship, of resentment and yearning for something that we used to have, the sort of memory of a friendship that has been forgotten but is being recognized again, a sort of protectiveness, and also an anger, guilt, and wanting to make right, wanting to care for him, hate it, partially almost, it's not even hate anymore, it's just anger and frustration with him, and pity, and it's messy, and it's confused.
And then you find yourself thinking about Mr. Cernovsky. And what does that bring out in you?
Fear. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of his clan. I'm afraid about all the things. I can't even imagine what he can and will do, what he's capable of. I was willing to help him, but I was willing to do this task, but the fact that he's involved with it is that's terrifying. And at the moment, I'm just so confused and now scared, and I just feel so conflicted. As I feel something in my thoughts, there's suddenly this welling panic that someone's in my head, and I'm just sort of still crouched there, sort of frozen, as I feel it happening.
And then it's gone. And you're there alone. You can't see, you can't hear anyone around you. It's just you and the bodies.
I take a moment, just almost waiting for something to just jump out at me or someone to appear. And as the moment stretches by longer and longer, I'm just shaking. And I'm just so tired. I feel like I'm constantly fighting with my own head. And I wish things were simpler. I want to feel safe or in control. of myself or just any damn situation. I want to feel less confused. I want to feel less guilty. I want to feel less ashamed, less pathetic. I want this to stop. I want some sort of certainty. Eventually, I'm able to stand, slowly wipe the tears off of my face. I look back at the bodies, force the tears back down. Because nothing that I do is going to bring them back. I'm not going to get, well, I pull the cover back over them. And I look at the surroundings. I look to see how I would get a wheelbarrow out of this room, place, wherever I am.
So again, it is hard work. Roll your strength and athletics with difficulty 8.
I think I will spend a point of blood so that my strength is increased.
No problem. You can spend as many as you want because, you're spending time there.
Well, I need to be at least a little conservative with that, so...
That's fair. I'm just saying.
I know. I appreciate the temptation. Wow. Sorry, what was my difficulty for moving
8.
8. Right, well, I have a 10. Thank God for that.
It's not easy going, but for focusing and really pushing the strength of your undead muscles, you manage to get the barrow over the rubble and eventually onto the street where it is easier.
Similarly to before, I've heightened my hearing so that I can hear if someone's coming. I'm taking it slowly, partially out of the need to not be seen, and also because I think I'm still shaking a bit.
And you start walking towards the hotel. Janina, everything turned red as your consciousness gave way to the beast. But please roll your strength, potence, and brawl with difficulty 6.
Okay. Okay. 8 minus 2, 6 successes.
6 successes. All right then.
I have so many dice.
So you get an impression somewhere coming from outside of your consciousness of struggling against someone trying to hit you, attacking you, being in your way. As you push them away, you get this vague impression of violence, something that taps on your body but does not really manage to hurt you. Someone trying to stop you, but you just shove them to the side, and then you feel this pulling in your leg, and you slowly begin to come out of frenzy. And as you come to, you realize that Clemens, he's looking quite bloodied. He's holding you just by your leg, trying to keep you in place. As in front of you, you see Nastia still struggling with Daniel, trying to bite him as he's trying to wrap his arms around her to keep her in place, just she's fighting to get out.
Okay. I think I'll just start like screaming for Daniel to let her go while trying to kick my leg and Clemens off.
Scream for Daniel to let Nastia go, trying to kick Clemens off you. You see Antoni is actually like coming up to Nastia, still waiting with a stake, trying to find an opening, but she's now struggling with Daniel too much. And Daniel looks to you and is briefly distracted by your calling, and Nastia manages to push him away and he stumbles a few steps back. But roll for me your strength brawl potence to see how you're getting on with Clemens.
Okay, give me a moment. I don't have enough dice, so I have to roll one extra. Okay, so what's the difficulty?
A difficulty is 6 again.
Okay. Okay, let me just count it.
That's a terrible roll for Clemens.
I have 5.
Yeah, no problem. You kick him off you, and your kicks, like, do you want to be... Are you fighting and giving it your all, or are you...
I just want to, like, push him away from me so I could, run towards Nastia.
So you don't, like, particularly hurt
I don't
him.
want,
You're
like...
He's trying to hold on to you, just grab you by your knee and then by your foot, but you just pull yourself out, start running towards Nastia. And suddenly, you see, as Daniel stumbles back and tries to steady himself, you first see blood appearing on his chest.
Oh, no.
And something coming out of it. And behind him, appearing out of thin air, you see a man with no hair but braided skin, wearing the jacket made out of flesh. His classically handsome but somewhat distorted feature and his piercing blue eyes. And you see first one and then more of his clothes piercing Daniel.
Okay.
Who's choking on blood.
In that case, I
and you see Ziemowicz try to put another hand into Daniel and start ripping him to shreds, biting into his neck. As you begin to see Daniel's ribs bursting through his chest.
I feel a frenzy coming again.
Probably. And you see also, roll for that frenzy. That's going to be difficulty 10. Do you want to be in control? Do you want to spend willpower to have a better chance of being in control? Or do you just go for it?
I will go for it because I think,
that's absolutely fair call.
I have 110.
You have 110, so you don't actually frenzy, even though you feel everything in you just wants to let go. Well, what do you feel, actually? You tell me.
I feel fear and anger, but fear, I don't want Daniel to die. I'd probably start crying and screaming angrily, and I will just try to jump on the man with the name I can't pronounce.
Ziemowicz. Okay.
Ziemowicz, yes.
So you throw yourself there.
Yes.
What you see is Daniel, as his body is being ripped apart, is shouting, "Janina, run!" You hear some shots, and you see Antoni is shooting at Ziemowicz. you see Nastia look around confused and then fix her eyes on Antoni.
I don't care about Antoni. He's not my boyfriend.
And I think rolling initiative will be in order.
I'm so stressed right now. I don't want to lose Daniel. Yeah, that's gonna be the end for Janina.
Good luck.
Okay.
Wait, Okay.
I'm already heartbroken.
I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry.
Yeah.
What do you have for initiative? That's wits and alertness. Sorry, difficulty 6.
Wits and alertness. That's 7 for me. Okay. What is the difficulty?
6.
Okay, I have 3 successes.
So you will be going after Ziemowit.
Oh no.
But before we come to that, yeah.
Okay. Great.
You are walking the streets. Roll your wits and stealth with difficulty 7 to see how well you navigate the surroundings of the Hotel Bristol.
Well, by the looks of it, I've got 2 10s and a 9, 3 successes.
Yeah, so you've done it before. You're repeating what you've successfully done before, and you manage to use your senses to listen and pick the route that will take you to the back door of Hotel Bristol. And you didn't say, but I'm going to assume you left everything previously.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
That was me, the player, forgetting.
That's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to specify that.
Thank you.
You're doing it the second time, so you know what you're doing. And you start getting the bodies to the hotel. I'm not going to make you roll again for it because you've done it before. So you can get the bodies down to Arek.
I go in, focus, I take a moment to clear my face as best I can. And then I unlock the door. Inside.
And you see inside in the boiler room with pipes running along the walls and a furnace in an adjacent room, Arek lying still on the table. And as you come up to him, you see that his legs have begun to heal. They're not fully restored yet, but they're not quite withered anymore. He's looking somewhat stronger, less hurt and beaten up than before.
You sort of walk into the room, pause for a moment, and sort of wait to see if there's any sort of motion from him.
He moves his head.
All right.
Yeah. We need to get out of here.
I know. I bring the wheelbarrow closer to him. How are you feeling?
Like shit, but I can almost walk now.
Nearly there.
And as soon as I can walk, we can leg it. Get out of this shithole.
And just the sort of confusion and the stress and just the relief that someone's doing a little bit better. And there's something in the back of my head that feels like we can't leave yet. I can't remember why. I'm so tired and I'm so overwhelmed that I just can't bring myself. I feel like there's something. I feel like leaving now isn't a good time, but I don't. It doesn't matter. Drink. And can you sit up?
I'll try. And he tries
I go to
sit up.
I should roll to see if I can touch him before I go to help him.
Difficulty 8, we said for this one.
Yeah, makes sense. After he clawed me in the gut, I'm a little less comfortable with touching him. Who'd have thought? Okay, that is no successes. So I end up sort of hovering more than actually being able to help him as I just go to try to touch him and then I can't. And I sort of flinch back a little bit. And then there's just this frustration in me as I just can't control myself and I can't get my body to do what I need it to do.
See that Arik can't quite sit up, but he kind of rolls over and tries to reach with his body a bit, not quite off the table, but a bit.
When I can't touch him, I move to the wheelbarrow and I go to try and move the bodies instead because they're not Arik.
So throughout this whole scene, just roll your perception and medicine with difficulty 10.
Okay. I don't believe I have any medicine, so that's perception. Difficulty 10?
Yeah.
You know, I had rolled a 10, but the 1 is cancelling that one out, so...
So you don't see anything, it's all right.
Makes sense. I don't know how this works.
So you try to get the body to him and you have your increased strength. And you manage. Hold one of the bodies of 2 young men up so that Arik can reach with his fangs and bite into the man. And he starts sucking on the vitae. And you see, he doesn't quite frenzy as he did previously, but he's completely lost in it and he's drinking with this absolute determination and he's drinking and drinking. And as he's drinking, you see that one of his legs is slowly beginning to gain a bit more muscle and gain a little bit more life and restoring itself as he's drinking this body.
And I'm looking at him, my old friend that I've wanted to help. And I'm just glad that I could do this one thing, even though I hate myself for it. And I hate what happened to get to this point, but I can at least take care of him.
And he finishes drinking from that body. And you see the corpse that you're holding looks a bit paler, but otherwise unchanged.
I gently lower them back into the wheelbarrow. And then, with a little bit of hesitation, go to get the other one.
And the same scene repeats itself, and you see Arik drinking and drinking, and the process that's been happening. I mean, it didn't really stop. It just kind of continues. Clearly, some healing is curing that he got now some vita for, and he drained this body as well.
And once he's done and I've lowered them back into the wheelbarrow with their fellow corpse, I look to him.
Thank you. Thank you. Better.
Good. Good. Do you want to try to stand?
Let's give it a go. And do you try to help him? You can't quite bring yourself to touch him. So he kind of leans for you.
I end up sort of like flinching a little bit and then sort of like trying to not flinch, but I'm so frustrated with myself. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And he moves the leg that has been healing itself. And manages to sit while leaning on you, and it is unpleasant and it is uncomfortable, and everything in you wants to retreat from it. But you didn't bodge that roll, so I would say you can do it, but you can't hide the discomfort at all, and it feels awful. And he manages to stand a little on this leg, and then tries to stand on the other, which is still partially withered, and then collapses a bit against the table, but he doesn't have his hands fully functioning, so he just kind of leans on it.
I try to sort of, if I can like grab like the back of like a shirt or something rather than touching him directly, I'll try to help him that way, but it's going to be awkward and probably not that helpful.
Roll your strength and athletics difficulty 9, because you're trying to do this in this awkward manner.
Yeah. I have a single 9.
So you manage to pull him by his shirt to help just maybe not stabilize him, but pull him a bit back on the table so that he doesn't fall to the ground.
I sort of mutter a sorry as I'm like helping
and then
him.
He says, no, it's okay. And he manages to lie back down. I don't have, it takes effort, and I'm so fucking exhausted.
I know. Arik, it's probably better to wait a little longer and move when it's a bit safer, so you can move more quickly. If anything goes wrong, we can get out of there more quickly.
Oh, we need to go soon.
I know.
They're gonna come here.
I know. They're busy right now. They shouldn't come anytime soon. I also feel like tonight's a bad night for some reason. I can't remember why, but I think it might be for the best that we don't try tonight.
Okay, but I need to get out of here.
I know.
I can't stay here.
I'm going to get you out of here. I promise you, you're getting out of here. I'm going to get you to Gravedigger. I'm going to get you back to the garrison.
And I'll take care of you then.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you less hurt. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And it's like my hand sort of reaches out, almost going to touch his hair, and then I can't do it. And I'm just gritting my teeth, annoyed at myself and frustrated and stressed and overwhelmed. I wish I could help you more. She wasn't so fucking weak.
You're helping, Bella. I will help you. I will teach you how not to be weak. We just need to get out of this fucking place. I'll show you.
Okay. Okay. I'll go and see what I can hear, see if I can work out who's going to be around, see if I can work out when will be a better time. And you focus on taking care of yourself. And when you're feeling a little stronger, we'll get you out. Together, we'll get you out. It's going to be okay.
When I get stronger. When you see there's just a lot of anger on his face, and he's not even hiding, and like he just can't wait, and there's this relief there and impatience and anger that maybe like some desire for vengeance or something like that.
Then I sort of pause and I think about how much time he's probably spent stuck down here with nothing to do. And I sort of hesitate for a moment and sort of go, do you want me to stay a little longer?
If you can. Tell me, well, tell me anything.
And I move to go and sit next to him on the table. Everything's a mess. After we separated, I ended up staying with my sire. And she prepared me for joining the Camarilla whenever, if ever, we would get back to them. And I thought that would make things simpler. It's not. It's not simpler.
Well, you know I hated Camarilla. I didn't hate you or Kuba, Tasca, but I fucking hated Camarilla. The way they stifled us. It's not like that in the Sabbat there. It's hard. It's not easy. But there's no fear.
I'm so tired of being afraid all the time.
The things. I can take you. I can take care of you. I'll make sure they don't hurt you. They won't if I tell them what you've done for me. And if they try, I'll kick them with that leg, and he moves the leg that is working until they understand.
And I sort of smile at him, seeing this. It suddenly feels this slightly almost nostalgic feeling of something that I can't remember, of looking at someone that feels much younger than myself talking about trying to help me in this quite simplistic manner, but there's something almost charming about it, about him threatening violence on people. But it's more the way in which he's talking. But I'm also still just very overwhelmed. But I'm almost kind of grateful to him for this, but to say to him, I'm not even so much afraid of being hurt. I'm so tired of trying to hide my memory problems, of trying to just feeling like I have to watch over my shoulder to be certain no one's going to use something against me.
It's not like that in the Sabbat. It's the Camarilla. Way the games, the fucking politics, the nonsense. You can count on your brothers and sisters there.
No one leaves you? No one leaves you behind?
And I'll make sure they accept you. And I'll take you to Lady Locadia. And you see this fascination in his eyes. She's
an incredible presence.
She is. And the things she told me, and the things Ivan, her bodyguard, told me about my clan and where we're from and what I could be. I could finally feel some pride in me. We'll get you that as well. You just need to get out of this fucking place.
We'll get out. We will. I'll get you out of here. And then things will be better. And I'm saying that partially for him, but partially to try and convince myself to feel some sort of comfort. And I feel guilt, but I'm just... this part of me that's feeling so lost ever since Felicia left, and I just miss her so badly. And the Sabbat somehow feels closer to her. I can't quite recall why at this moment. But I want to feel like I won't be abandoned. Like I'm not disposable, and just as I tell myself that we're going to get out of here and it's going to be okay, it's trying to give myself some semblance of hope that I don't know that I feel right now, but hopefully maybe he can.
And you spent some time there with him. How long do you stay?
Maybe 45 minutes, an hour. Not long enough that I could be missed, I guess. Although part of me does wonder how long I could just stay here without anyone noticing. Everyone kind of does their own thing. And eventually I know that I need to feed, and I need to feed to ensure that I have the strength to be able to get him out whenever he's ready, whenever there's a time to get him out. So I look to him and just go, I need to go hunt, but I'll make sure we can get you out soon.
And I'll be working on getting better.
You're already doing great.
Soon.
And then I turn to leave.
And he slumps back on the table, and as you were finishing talking to him, you saw the tiredness in his face. He's mentally exhausted. But you leave him in this basement on the table and start heading back up the stairs. Meanwhile, Janina,
Oh no.
you see Zimovic with his claws is tearing at Daniel, and you see a gaping hole now in Daniel's body as it is being just opened in half, and the claws pulling up and down as he screams, Janina, run, run!
I will charge at the man or the thing that he.
You charge at
he-
him, and what
Yes.
do you intend to do?
I just want to rip him in shreds. Like I just want to jump on his neck and bite into him. I just want him to leave Daniel alone.
So, roll your, it's gonna be strength, potence, and brawl.
Okay.
And do you want to spend 20
Yes.
XP
Yeah.
to raise your potence to 5?
Yes, I want to. Yes. How many?
20.
Okay, then it's. I wanted like to use the calculator, but it's easy because I have like 55, so that's like 25. So that's. I hope you're happy. I spent XP.
I am indeed.
But I'm not. I mean, I'm happy about that, but not about.
I actually have to ask you one more question.
Okay.
And that is, do you want to spend blood to have extra actions from your celerity this turn?
Yes, I will. I will.
How many do you want to have?
2.
2. Then spend 2 blood.
Okay. And can I spend 1 willpower to have 1 success?
You can spend willpower.
Good. Okay. Okay, so I have 4 successes. What was the difficulty? I mean,
Difficulty was 6.
Okay, then I have 4 successes on my dice.
You have 4 successes. So you grab Zimovit and bite into his neck and start drinking.
Yes.
And I'm gonna make a roll for him. Yeah. My stats for Zimovit over there. Kudas, give out this. And he doesn't even respond. You feel like he lets you bite in. And he gives out this slight moan. But then he just smiles and continues pulling at Daniel. And you're drinking.
Yes.
Are you spending your whole 2 extra rounds on drinking?
I think I will like try to like pull his arms away from Daniel as I'm like, but I don't know, like my main goal is I want to kill him, but like, you know, Janina probably won't do it, but like she doesn't care about anything else. She's just pissed and she doesn't want him to take another person that she loves away from her.
So wait, get 3 blood points for your first round. And you have 2 extra rounds.
Okay. Okay.
Your first extra round. Do you want to keep drinking? You can't like focus on keep drinking on.
I will keep drinking for now.
So you get 3 more.
Okay. That's more than I can like use. I have like 12, and now I had 10, so I only can like use 2.
And you have one more extra action.
Okay.
And then it's his go.
Well, in that case, I feel that I'm just like full. Now I will try to just like rip his head from his. With
so
my
you want
hand.
to pull at him, and he does
Yes.
have one celerity action too. So he is
Okay.
going to try to avoid you a little bit, but he's gonna have harder difficulty on it.
Okay.
So roll again. Roll potence.
I'm gonna spend one willpower again.
Go for it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll for him for his the same roll.
Okay. Okay, I rolled pretty well. 7.
7. 7 successes.
Yes.
So
Plus 1 from the willpower.
So 8 successes.
Yes. Sorry, I just keep forgetting about the willpower.
So he has 6, but you still have more. Which means it's 8. Right. So take your strength and potence and 1 extra.
Oh my god, it's so I don't have enough dice.
And roll with difficulty 6.
Okay, I will use the ones that are not a success to reroll. Difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6.
Okay. Then I have 5.
5 successes. He has 3 successes on soaking. So you manage to hurt him a little. You see, as you're like pulling at his head, something cracks in his neck. But he's not that badly hurt at this point. And he's going to continue to rip into Daniel.
Yeah, in that case, I will continue ripping to him.
And I'm gonna roll for his attack with claws.
Yeah, Janina doesn't care at this point. If she's gonna die, then she's gonna die.
Sorry. Dice. Number of dice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
I have enough. I just
maths is hard.
So he pulls at Daniel, and you see as the claws are ripping further the Daniel's body, so it's crumbling into ash.
I will scream, and I will just keep attacking him.
And I think I will ask you to roll your self-control again with difficulty 10.
Yeah, I have 10.
You have a 10. So despite everything in you screaming, you don't lose control.
I know, but I am screaming. I'm screaming for the whole neighborhood to hear.
And you see Zimovich turn to you now as he moves his claws and smile and says, he wasn't a worthy prey, but you have been quite fun.
I will just keep attacking him.
You will keep attacking him.
I have nothing to lose now.
So I need to, because I'm not going to remember in a moment how much damage you gave him. So I'm going to start writing this down. Yeah. So that was his turn. That is the start of your turn. So would you like to spend blood on celerity again?
Yes, I will. Like, I don't care.
How much?
That's 2 again.
2 again. How many blood points do you have now?
8.
8.
I think 8. Yeah.
Okay, but you're still fine. Oh yeah, of course, because you drank quite a bit of his Vita. And you are aware of some shots still coming, but most of them seem to be missing. You are aware of some movement somewhere near you, but I'm guessing you're not paying much attention.
No, I don't care about anyone. I'm just heartbroken and angry.
So, roll your attack roll.
Okay.
Are you just trying to rip at him with your hands?
Yes, I want to just hurt him. I want to kill him, but I'm trying to do as much damage as I can. I just have to, because I don't have enough dice. Yeah, okay. Okay, what, 6 is the difficulty?
6 is the difficulty.
Okay, 5.
5 successes. So take 4. Add your potence and add your strength. And roll your damage.
I will have to, again, roll in. Yeah, that's when you don't have, like, enough.
Yeah.
Wow, now I really don't have enough, because I still have to roll 2 dice, and all of the dice now I have are all successes, so...
Remember how many these are, and...
Okay, 4, 8, 10, so...
10.
Okay, 10.
10. Yes. So, well, I need to say that because you're doing it with your hand,
yes,
it does eventually get halved.
That's fine.
But you still manage to hurt him a bit. You see again something cracking, you're pounding in his body, and he is looking not less confident. Maybe he's smiling at you, but you see that you definitely managed to hurt him some more.
I want to rip his head off.
And you have another go.
Yeah, I will continue. I'm just trying to. I want to rip his head of his body.
Go for it.
Go get him, sweetie. You're doing great.
I'm sorry, it's hard. It's just bashing damage. It's hard.
It makes sense. You're taking on a Sabatsamitsi. If it's easy, you're not doing it right.
Okay, so I will have to. I have the same amount of dice as before.
The same amount of dice.
Okay, so this and 2. Okay. Yeah, but it sucks when I have like all the. I roll so well. Oh my god. Okay, so I still have 1 dice to roll for 7, 10.
Successes.
11
successes. So as you're pounding at him, I think he does actually. Oh no, he does not actually avoid it. He takes it on. So roll. So you had 11.
Yes.
There's gonna be a lot of rolling.
Oh no.
Roll.
Oh, the cry.
10.
Let me
10 plus your potence plus your strength. Something you can do actually. Sorry, you can spend a blood. No, you actually can't because you used it on celerity. So I've been right on this. Okay. Yeah. So you have to roll that many times.
Okay. Okay. So first I will roll the smaller ones. Okay, so difficulty is 6, right?
Difficulty is 6, yes.
Okay, I will write it down. 2.
Okay.
No, like the 10. Do I even have like the 10 dice? 4. Yeah, okay, that's all I only have 10 dice. Okay. Okay, so Okay, so 8.
8.
8.
So you manage to, again, you feel like he focuses and takes on the beating from you. And he is, you clearly hurting him. There is blood now dripping off his face. Something is cracking in his neck. But he continues smiling at you through the blood.
Okay.
And I think it is his one celerity action now before you take your last one. And he uses it to try to attack you with the claws. And the question is, do you avoid it with your last action? Or
Yes,
do you...
I will.
Okay.
Yes.
So you try to avoid it. Gonna roll for his attack. And roll your dex and athletics.
Okay.
And you can't add your celerity because you've used it for something else round.
Is difficulty 6?
It is difficulty 6.
Okay, then 3.
3. So actually he rolled really badly, so you managed to avoid him and just move out of the reach of his claw.
Okay, good.
And now it's his turn again.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna make a roll.
I just want Anthony to not miss him.
Right.
Why is he shooting so badly? Is he Loomis?
Maybe it's because Nastia is eating him in the background.
Oh, maybe.
Do you want to have a better look at what's happening?
No, it's just me, the player. The Janina doesn't care at this moment.
You think Anthony shot him a couple of times, but now it's getting less.
What's he should shooter versus a vampire?
Yeah. And Jamovit is attacking you again, and it is your turn again. So again, the question is, do you want to use your celerity?
Yes, I want to. Guess who's gonna be frenzying very soon.
So, you're on 6 blood now.
Yes.
And the question is, do you use one of your celerity actions to avoid his claws again?
Yes, I will. Me, the player, doesn't want her to be injured. She doesn't care.
Roll the same roll, so your dex and athletics.
Okay, 2.
2. So he manages to hit you. But there were some ones here, and you had 2, so this is to hit, so that means less dice. And I'm gonna ask you another question. As his claws rip through your flesh with the memory of pain you felt before, this more acute, more searing pain that's dangerous to your flesh. You've had some of Arek's blood previously. So do you want to spend 10 XP for your first dot of fortitude?
Yes, I will.
Which will let you have one die to soak.
Okay, good. Look at me spending XP.
Ooh, spicy.
Yes. Yes, let me write it down. Okay.
So you can roll 1 die to soak. You can also, I would say, spend willpower if you want for a success.
Yes, I will.
Okay. So
well, good I did, because I have 2 on the dice.
So you soak. So you focus on resisting as you realize this pain is searing into your flesh. And you will take 3 aggravated damage.
Okay, so does this mean I'm at wounded?
Yeah, just yeah.
Okay.
You should be on -1.
Okay.
And it is your go now.
Yeah, I think it's injured rather than wounded if you're still at -1.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wrote
I-
-1.
yeah.
I wrote -1.
Sorry.
I always
Sorry, I don't
forget
remember what
the
they're
one
called.
I just have it
yes.
written down in front of me, so that
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
it easier.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, sorry. What?
It's your go now. What do you
Okay.
do?
I will try to attack him again. I will try to. I want to get my hand inside of the wound that I already made, and I want to rip the bone here from him.
So the wounds you made, it's more like you're bashing him and ripping
Okay.
at him, but you can try to sink your fingers in.
I want to grab the bone in his body and rip it away.
Then roll your strength, Hotten's bro.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 1 willpower.
Go for it.
Look at me spending so much stuff today. Yeah, and this means that this and 2 other dice. Okay. Okay. 7.
7 successes.
Yes.
So take 6 of this, add your strength and potence, and roll your damage.
Okay. Okay, I will have to roll it. Okay, 6. So that's 2.
He went pretty well on soaking, but...
Okay, and what was the strength and potence? Okay, so strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 8.
8 damage. So you actually... you try to push your fingers in, but you actually don't manage to do this. You actually can't. His body is resisting what you are doing to him, but he is looking quite rough at this point.
I imagine some people walking there just seeing the scene.
There are no people walking there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you have 1 more action.
I'll continue. I'll try the same.
Roll again.
I'm sorry, but you have to tell me what do I have to... the usual...
Potence roll strength.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm rooting for you. Kill him!
I want to. That would make me happy. Me, the player. Okay. Okay, so these are the successes, and okay, I 9. I'm rolling so good on this.
Then take 8 of these and add your potence and strength.
Okay, so
Janina is terrifying. Can I just say
Janina
that?
is terrifying. If she had a blade instead of pounding with her fists, it would be a different story.
Okay, so strength and what is the other thing? I'm sorry, I forgot. Potence?
Potence, strength. Yeah.
Okay. And so that's 7. Okay, and I still have to. Oh my god, I still have to write it down, and I'm sorry.
Tell me how many you had. Just tell me. I'll be
for now, I have 8. Wait, 3, 6, 9. For now, I have 10, and I still have 2 dice to roll.
Okay.
And that's +1.
Okay, so that's okay. So you rip at him again, and something cracks in his neck, and you see that his body starts turning dry as he falls into torpor.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Well, once he's not attacking me and he doesn't seem Like animated?
He's not animated. Do you look around you?
After when I see him like fall down, then I will look around.
You realize then that you don't hear the shots anymore. Antoni's gone. And you don't see Clemens, but you see Nastia running towards you.
Okay.
And she is a bit more bloodied.
Well, I think at this point I see that she's fine, and I just I have to kill him.
Do you say that, or
yes,
do you?
I will say it to her.
No.
Yes, I will.
No, you can't. Don't.
I will.
He saved me. He was.
No,
I didn't know he was following me, but he was protecting me.
Yes, but he killed Daniel. Daniel was my son.
Daniel was trying to kill me.
I wouldn't let him kill you, but he died, and I will kill him. I don't care. And I will.
No, you won't. Don't you dare. And she's coming up to you.
Well, then it's a fight.
What do you do?
I just try to push her away, and I just want to sing. Can I just like drink him dry?
So if you want to disobey her, you need to roll your willpower with difficulty 8.
Now I regret losing all that willpower. So I'm rolling like the dice of my willpower?
Yeah. They're coming
to my world.
Yeah, I have 3. What's the difficulty?
8.
Okay, I have 1 9 and 2 10s.
So you can disobey her, but she is coming to you, and
I will disobey her. Because I just can't. I can't let him live after he killed 2 of people that I loved. Can't.
So what do you do?
I will just rip my fangs into him, and I just gonna start drinking him.
So you start.
I want to diabolarize him because I don't know like how else to kill him right now at this moment.
So you are sinking your fangs into his neck, and you start drinking, and I'm gonna need you to roll an opposed roll with Nastia, who is trying to pull you away.
Okay.
And that's gonna be strength. Strength.
I'm so tired of rolling today.
Sorry, potence. And roll.
Okay, so I will have to roll in my usual ways because.
Do you want to spend a blood point to have automatic successes from your potence?
Yes.
Then don't roll your potence. Just roll your strength.
Okay.
Saved.
Yeah.
Rolling dice.
Strength. Okay. And what was the other thing? Brawl?
Yeah. Strength and brawl.
Okay. I have 3 successes from the dice that I rolled.
And
plus
5 from.
So 8. Yes.
So 8 successes. And I'm gonna roll for Nastia, who has also 8, so it's a roll off.
I will. Can I spend another blood?
You don't have to. That stays.
Yeah. Okay. So I only roll this.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So that's 5 plus 5 from the potence.
So that is 10. So she can't quite pull you off, but she is screaming at you. Let go. Let go. You do actually care.
I do, but I do care, but not enough to stop.
Well, let's see about that. As you drain the rest of blood from Zimovich's body.
Can I add some blood points into?
Yes, you can. For now, add 3 blood points.
Okay. Oh my god, my sheet is so messy right now. I will have to like revive
And
him.
roll your willpower again
Okay.
to resist Nastia.
Okay, so okay, that's wow. I have 5. What am 5.
5 successes. So roll again your strength and brawl and potence.
Okay, can I spend so the potence so I didn't have to roll it?
Yeah, you can spend
Okay.
a blood point on it. How much blood do you have right now?
9 right now.
Okay, you're fine because you regained some, yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Okay, so I'm just rolling this and this. So that's again 5.
Again 5. So again, you manage to keep going. And you hear Nastia say, Janina, please, please, I ask you, please don't do this to me.
Well, I will try.
It's not going to bring him back.
Yeah, but it will make me feel better.
What's going on through Janina's head right now? I remind you that you do have this blood bond.
Yes.
So you can push through. You managed.
I do,
but your emotions.
I understand her, but I'm so hurt. He took Mara away from me, and now he took Daniel, and I just can't let him live. If she loves me, she will understand. That's what I'm trying to say to myself. Because I tried to save her. It was not just him, and so yeah.
And I'm gonna need you to make, because Nastia, she was just pulling at you. I'm gonna need you to make your stamina.
Okay.
And you can add your fortitude to it roll.
Okay. Does tough as nails count?
Yes, so your 10s will count as doubles.
Okay. Oh, well, I have 1, 10, and 8.
So 2 successes, and I'm gonna make a roll. So at this point, so 2 of these, and that is 5 successes for Nastia, who you feel the pain in the back of your chest as she puts a stake through your heart.
Oh, that bitch, I think we're breaking up.
And you want to keep drinking. You could almost feel.
I was so close. Fuck it.
You could almost feel his soul draining into you. And suddenly you can't move. And you're motionless.
Yeah.
But you are conscious, and we will come back to you. Sorry, that was a really long scene.
No, it's great. I was having a good time.
You were so very close.
God damn it. Oh, man. How can I roleplay after that?
There.
Right, yeah.
You are leaving the basement where you were with Arek. And as you come up the stairs, you see Mr. Cernovsky standing there. He's not like attempting to go in. He's just in the corridor, leaning against the wall.
Did he see me leaving the room?
Yes, he was almost like waiting outside. So there's like one door downstairs, and then you walk up the stairs and there's another door. So he's like upstairs in the corridor.
As I see him, I freeze. Have I shut and locked the door yet?
Probably not, because he's standing right there.
Yeah. So I freeze, and there's just this moment of terror as I see him, and I see him see me. I'm trying to hide it. And I'm trying to read his expression. And I think I just stand there looking at him in this moment.
And he says, Miss Wozniak, I got your message and then walked past and heard you were in there.
Right.
Good job on making him trust you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And I very robotically turn and lock the door, just trying to be casual because this is fine. Everything's fine. If I just act like everything's fine, then maybe everything will be fine. And at this moment, there's suddenly this sort of like feeling at the back of my head that actually, no, this is fine. No, this is right. And then the memory comes back, and I'm suddenly realizing that, yes, this was what we agreed. This is what we discussed. What I was doing with Arik down there was part of a plan. It wasn't. But I'm trying to remain composed and calm while I have a mental breakdown on the inside.
And he's saying, shall we?
Yes, sir. Not even entirely knowing what he's referring to right now. And I would spend a willpower point to kind of get my thoughts together. Do I need to spend a willpower here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you need to spend it if you want to remember something specifically
details.
from
Okay.
the past, a specific detail.
Yeah, okay.
To pull yourself together a bit.
Yeah.
Not really. I would make you roll self-control if you want to, act a certain way, force yourself to do something.
I would like to behave like I'm totally fine, but other than that, I don't
Then
need a
roll your
particular detail right now.
self-control and subterfuge.
Okay.
With difficulty 6.
Self-control and subterfuge. Hiding emotions is a specialty of mine. Difficulty 6. And 10's just double. Yes? When they... Yeah,
they do. Yeah, you have a specialty, I remember it now.
Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 successes on acting fine.
Then you manage to keep it together on the outside.
And I presume I'm walking with him at this point?
Yes, he's just walking with you along the corridor, kind of staying in this less frequented at this point parts of the hotel. Mm-hmm. And he says, I got your update, and I had a look myself, and so he was regenerating. Am I to take it you provided him with more blood just now?
Yes, sir.
Good, because things are falling into place, and we would like you to leave tomorrow.
Understood, sir. That should be enough time. Yes.
If there's anything you require, just let me know.
I will go away and think on it, and I will get back to you with that, sir.
Of course. Take him. Sorry?
Sorry. He carries on speaking, so I'll just...
Take him to the Sabbat and stay there with him. It would raise suspicion if you were to return immediately after freeing the prisoner.
Yes, sir.
Remain there and wait to be retrieved or for further instructions.
Yes, sir.
And be assured there is a plan in place.
Thank you, sir.
Roll your perception and occult with difficulty 8 as you are talking to him.
Perception and occult. Difficulty 8. given how on edge I've been feeling and how much I'm afraid of him, I might spend a point of willpower to guarantee a success on this.
Yeah.
Any pre-warnings that I can get, I would like to get them. Difficulty 8, so that is 4 successes altogether, including the willpower.
As he's speaking about this plan, you look to him and you focus on his piercing eyes, and you notice how cold they look, and they look like they're made of the shards of ice with sharp edges. His eyes, the nerves that run through his body, all of it seems carved out of a frozen block of ice, so sharp that it can cut you, and you see that it is dripping with blood, unmoving, unrelenting, freezing the blood that drips from it, that becomes a part of it, a part of what makes him. But nothing in him flinches.
Okay. And I sort of fade back into the conversation. And then remember that I'm meant to be fine. And so, just thank you, sir. I will go about some preparations to get ready.
Of course, you may want to leave reasonably early, create an impression that you tried to sneak out before all the elders were awake.
Yes, sir. I will do that.
I will leave you to it. There is no need to get in touch before you go. But if you require something, please do.
Thank you.
And the best luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
I am certain that you will perform well, and we will speak again before long. Perception and empathy. Difficulty
Does insightful apply here, or I'm presuming hidden pain not so much?
No, hidden pain no, but insightful would.
6 successes.
You still can't tell he had 7. So he just says it, being his usual perfectly polite self.
I think there's a part of me that while we're talking, I'm doing everything that I can to appear calm and collected throughout this conversation, but there's this part inside of me that just wants to be away from this conversation as quickly as possible, and I think that's affecting my ability to read him. I mean, not that he isn't already very good at doing that, but anyway. And whenever is politely appropriate, I will bow my head and turn and calmly walk away.
And you walk away, and how are you feeling?
Like terrified, like everything's falling apart around me. That feeling from earlier of just feeling overwhelmed, of not knowing, of not being able to keep plans in place, of not being able to, of struggling with my duty versus my caring my sort of feeling of responsibility to the people that I care to, the confliction that that's facing. And I feel like a traitor in every direction. Caring for Arik, I feel like I'm somehow betraying the Camarilla, even though I'm doing what I'm being asked to do. But I got so invested, and I didn't even feel like I needed to act that hard. And But then I also know that I arranged to do this, and I know that I did this for a reason, and I know that there's people that I care about here, and there's others that I care for. But there's just the panic that's building, and the fear, and the feeling that I am not in control in my own head, and I'm feeling less and less in control as I walk out of the hotel, and as I'm walking into the night, I think I end up not looking for somewhere to hunt, but looking for somewhere to hide, because I feel like I'm about to explode. There's just too much building up in me.
And you walk away, looking for somewhere to hide. Meanwhile, Janina. You see Nastia. You feel her pull you off Zimovit, and you see her face that's stained with tears, and angry and frustrated and terrified as she looks to you and looks to him. And there's something. She is not like in frenzy necessarily on the verge, but she's definitely really emotional and shaken. And she looks to you with this broken, sad, terrified expression. And she looks to Zimovit, and she looks genuinely torn for a moment, not knowing what to do. How are you feeling looking at her?
I'm angry that she took me away from my vengeance. And I love her, but I don't think I want to be with her anymore. And honestly, at this point, I don't even want to live, so I don't really care what happens. So I'm just done.
You see Nastia just shake her head, stand there for a moment, and then compose herself, walk up to Zimovit, rip her wrist up, like
that bitch is ruining all my work
with her teeth, and feed him some blood.
Yeah, that's a breakup.
And you see that he gets up and looks around, and he looks straight at you. And she like pushes his chest and holds him in place, and they are arguing. You don't really understand what they're saying. They're
I don't
speaking
even care.
A different language. You think Ukrainian or Russian, but they are both quite angry. And Nastia is pointing for him to go away, and he's trying to push past her, but she just pushes him to the ground. And then in the end, he walks away and disappears from your view.
I just see the Sims sign with minus in my head.
Oh, but it doesn't, because you have a blood bond.
No, but I do have a bond. Like, I love her, but I don't think I want to be with her anymore.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. And you see Nastia walk up to you, and she waits a moment, and then she reaches to your back and takes the stake out.
I just...
And she looks to you. You can move again.
Okay. I will get up, and I take a step away from her, and I just turn around, and I will start walking away.
Janina, please wait.
Go away.
Please wait.
We're done. I don't want to see you ever again. Leave me alone.
No. Please wait.
I will try to resist and just... I will
roll
keep
your
running.
willpower, difficulty 8 to walk away from her.
Okay. Does my -1 also applies to this?
No.
Okay. Well, 3 successes.
So you can
Okay, I will.
And you're walking away, and you just hear her say, "I couldn't let you kill him. He's one of the people who helped me."
I don't care. He's the one who killed 2 people that I loved. And you chose your side, so I don't care anymore. Well, I care, but I tell her that I don't.
Yeah, you can say that. You see tears running
I don't
down
even
her
look
face.
at her. I'm just.
You don't see them. She just says, "I love you, Janina."
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just running away.
You're walking away, and you are aware that behind you you're leaving her.
Yeah.
And you're leaving the ashes of Daniel.
Yeah, I am leaving everything. And I'm not going to the hotel. I will probably go to the haven. Our haven.
So you start walking towards the haven.
Yes.
And I think this is where we will end.
Oh my God, that was too much, too intense.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for playing.
Thank you for running. It was great, but I'm just exhausted mentally and from rolling all the dice.
Yeah, there was a lot of rolling of the dice. The dice,
and I'm so angry at Nastia, like
in my head. Yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching. We hope you enjoyed it. There was,
thank you so much,
uncharacteristically for us, some combat. And we managed to get for episode 70, which was cursed.
Yeah. It certainly was cursed for Janina and Daniel.
Definitely. We will be back not in 2, but in 3 weeks due to various holidays that we're going on. So we will be back on the 25th of June, and then fingers crossed we will manage to get back to regular 2 weeks schedule. But we will be streaming on 25th of June, technology permitting, and hope to see you again here at 6:30 p.m. British Summer Time on the Lamias channel. And until then, have a great 3 weeks and good night.
Good night.